I mean, since we're here, I might just go over the rest of the cards. Let me just check Dumbledore's description. Oh, it doesn't have it. So yeah, in the books, is actually 101 and Harry is 100, which is weird. It should be kind of backwards. But yeah, Dumbledore's description of the wizard card in the book is quite extensive. It references his discovery of the 12 uses of dragon's blood, I think, his defeat of Grindelwald, of course, and his work with Nicholas Flamel, which is how Harry remembers who Nicholas Flamel is in Philosopher's Stone, in the books. In the movies, they have him remember in another way. Hermione looks it up, exactly. Hermione looks it up. But yeah, let's quickly go through it. The bronze ones first. So Hesper Starkey studied the phases of the moon in potion making. Okay. Almeric Sawbridge conquering the river troll that was terrorizing those trying to cross the White River. I think this is based off English folklore. A lot of these are. So here we have Ermin Wingthringham, so Weird Sisters Band, Myron Wachtel, Weird Sisters, Heathcote Barbary, Weird Sisters, Merton Graves, Weird Sisters, and Orsino Thruston, Weird Sisters. Havelock Sweeting, professional unicorn expert, which is weird given that unicorns in the books are more liking, they prefer female presence. So when they learn Care of Magical Creatures, the boys are actually told to step back because they prefer the woman's touch, which is interesting. Bridget Wenlock established the magical properties of the number 7, so the fact that Voldemort has 7 Horcruxes, she's the one to blame. Greta Catchlove, Charm Your Own Cheese. I don't think that warrants a famous Witcher Wizard card, but... Flavius Belby. I mentioned this guy in a previous part. Only wizard ever to survive a Lethifold attack. So these are kind of like African Dementors, and they're way more deadly. Sorry for the cut a bit there. So, moving on to Roland Kegg, president of the English Gobstones team. Gobstones is kind of like a wizard pastime, a bit like wizard chess, but different. It involves marbles or something, as you can see here in the image. Glenmore Peaks, famous slayer of the sea serpent of Cromer. I think there's a hallway in Hogwarts that's named after Glenmore Peaks. It's in the 3rd game, and I don't know if it's in the books. Could be. Cornelius Agrippa, he's famous in other forms of literature. He pops up somewhere else, so J.K. Rowling kind of borrowed that one. Celebrated wizard imprisoned for by non-magical folks for his writings. He's number 2. Miranda Goshawk, famous spellbook writer. This one, he's in every book. Every time they buy a book from Flourish and Blotts every year, they include one of hers because she, spellbook writer. Grogan Stump, popular minister for magic, appointed 1811. Gulliver Pokeby, expert on magical verbs, first to identify the meaning of the Augury song. The Augury which features in the Cursed Child play, if you've read it. Merwin the Malicious, medieval dates unknown, credited with the invention of many unpleasant jinxes and hexes. That's fun. Uric the Oddball, another medieval one, highly eccentric wizard who is famed among other things for wearing a jellyfish for a hat. This one's just ridiculous, honestly. Elidora Ketteridge, this one's pretty relevant. Witch who discovered the use of gillyweed when she nearly suffocated after eating it and recovered only when she stuck her head into a bucket of water. This one's fun. It's a funny way of discovering it. Because as you know, gillyweed makes you grow gills. So, the only way to survive, that's why fish can't breathe air. That's pretty interesting. So, Stoddard Withers, Lord Stoddard Withers, breeder of flying horses. We don't see flying horses in Harry Potter. There are no Pegasi in Harry Potter. You only have the Thestrals. So I wonder what a flying horse would look like. Norval Twonk, died saving a non-magical child from a runaway manticore, posthumously awarded the Order of Merlin First Class. So, for those of you who don't know and see it sometimes mentioned, I mean, you probably do know, the Order of Merlin First Class, the Order of Merlin in general, is like special awards for amazing services to wizards community given to wizards. So, Albus Dumbledore has an Order of Merlin, it's mentioned in the books. Gilderoy Lockhart had an Order of Merlin, which was retracted after people figured out that he was a fraud. A lot of people are given Order of Merlins. Lupin is given an Order of Merlin in canon after dying for his services as a member of the Order of the Phoenix. Which was given to him as the first werewolf ever to be given an Order of Merlin. So that's pretty cool. So those 3 examples. There are more. Beaumont Marjoribanks, pioneer of herbology and collector of many rare and magical flowers, discovered What the hell? So he discovered gillyweed, and she discovered the use of gillyweed. Alright, is gillyweed that famous of a plant? Come on. Tilly Toke gained Order of Merlin for saving non-magical lives during the Ilfracombe incident of 1932 when a dragon swooped down on a beach full of sunbathers. Wow, okay. Sounds like a pretty chaotic incident. Burdock Muldoon, chief of the Wizards' Council. For 2 years. I wonder what he did. Roderick Plumpton, I've known this one for a while. Seeker for the English Quidditch team. Holds the British record for the fastest capture of a Sitch during a game, 3.5 seconds. That's pretty epic. I would have liked to see that. Devlin Whitehorn, founder of the Nimbus Racing Broom Company. That makes sense. Edgar Strulger, inventor of the Sneakoscope. Ethelred the Ever-Ready, medieval, famous for taking offense at nothing and cursing innocent bystanders, died in Gale. I don't know what Gale means, if it's a name of a land or a place, or if it's something else. This one makes no sense. Cassandra Vablatsky, celebrated seer and author of Unfogging the Future. Exactly. Cassandra... Wait. Yeah, Cassandra. That's Trelawney's great-great-grandmother, I think. I don't know if she should be Cassandra Trelawney. But her first name is Cassandra in the books. And given the dates, it would fit. Kind of. I don't know. I think it's supposed to be her. Adalbert Waffling, famous magical theoretician. Okay. Justice Pillywhickle, celebrated head of the Department for Magical Law Enforcement. This is Harry's later job in life. He becomes the head of the Department of Magical Law Enforcement. Basically the top cop of the wizard world. Merlin, the most famous wizard of all time. You know, this one's pretty obvious, you know. Order of Merlin is named after him, of course. Kwong Po, Chinese wizard who discovered the uses of powdered fireball eggs. Not a lot of foreign wizards in these cards. But, you know, nice to see some representation. Celestina Warbeck, popular singing sorceress. So she's the idol of Molly Weasley in the books. She loves Celestina Warbeck. Hengist of Woodcroft, I'm not going to read the whole thing. He founded Hogsmeade, and the 3 broomsticks inn is alleged to be Hengist's old home. It's pretty interesting. Archibald Alderton, famous for blowing up the hamlet of Little Dropping whilst attempting to magically mix a birthday cake. That's a horrible thing to be known for. Jacunda Sykes, famous for flying across the Atlantic on a broomstick, the first person to do so. I think this is very supposed to be an allegory for Amelia Earhart, I think. Gulliver Hipworth, inventor of the Pepper-Up Potion, a cure for the common cold. Mungo Bonham, another famous name from the books, famous wizard healer, founded the St. Mungo's Hospital, so it's named after him. And here we have the final row of bronze wizard cards. Balfour Blaine established the Committee on Experimental Charms. Gifford Ollerton, famous giant slayer. I'm gonna speed up. Perpetua Fancourt, which invented the Lunoscope. Dorcas Well-Beloved, founded Society for Distressed Wishes. Famous guy, Newt Scamander, we all love him. Celebrated author of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Wilfred Helfig, that's a hell of a photo, with first wizard to be gored by an African erumpent. Did he die? It's never mentioned if he died or not. That's pretty grim. Musadora Barkwith, composer of the unfinished Wizarding Suite, which features an exploding tuba, and its performance has been banned since its last performance. Its performance has been banned since its last performance, well duh, when it blew the roof off of the Ackerley Town Hall. Beatrix Bloxham, author of the Toadstool Tales, a series of children's books since banned because they have been found to cause nausea and vomiting. They caused nausea and vomiting because they were too sweet. That's the joke. That's the J.K. Rowling joke. Gunhilda of Gorsamore, which I mentioned in a previous part, she's not a hag. She's just a one-eyed, humpbacked witch, famous for developing a cure for dragonpox. Dragonpox was a huge disease in the wizarding world history, I think, so, kudos to her. And the most grim one of all, Yardley Platt, serial goblin killer. So grim. Why would you put this guy in a wizard card? No wonder the goblins hate you guys. So speeding up, Andros the Invincible, alleged to have been the only wizard capable of producing the Patronus the size of a giant. That's pretty epic. Glenda Chittick, popular presenter of the Wizarding Wireless Network program, The Witching Hour. So, a radio presenter. Gideon Crumb. Oh, more Weird Sisters. Okay. Curly Duke, lead guitar. Donathan Tremlett, bass player. Fulbert the Fearful, famous for being so cowardly he never ventured out of his house. Dined with a defensive charm, backfired, and the roof fell in. Haha, that's it. Pretty grim joke. Gregory the Smarmy, famous originator of Gregory's unctuous unction potion to persuade the drinker that the giver is their very best friend, alleged to have wormed his way into King Richard's confidence and thus made his fortune. That's an evil wizard. That's a cool evil wizard. I respect the hustle. Crispin Kronk sent to Azkaban for continuing to keep sphinxes in his back garden despite repeated warnings. Sphinxes are pretty hostile creatures in Harry Potter. Harry actually faces one in Goblet of Fire, so I can see why it would be not advisable. Honoria Nutcombe founded Society for the Reformation of Hags. So, hag representation. Leopoldina Smethwick, first British witch to referee a Quidditch match. Derwin Shimpling ate an entire venomous tentacula for a bet and survived, though is still purple. That's a pretty epic achievement. Blenheim Stock, whatever, non-magical expert and author of many books, including Non-Magical Who Notice, a study of non-magical awareness of magic. That's cool. Sounds like something Arthur Weasley would write. Thaddeus Thurkel, famous for producing 7 Squib sons and turning them all into hedgehogs in disgust. That's horrible. So horrible. Mirabella Plunkett, famous for falling in love with a merman in Loch Lomond while on holiday. When her parents forbade her to marry him, she transfigured herself into a haddock and was never seen again. Well, that's kind of a Little Mermaid joke, I think. Saccharissa Tugwood, pioneer of beautifying potions, discovered the pimple-curing properties of bubotuber pus. I think Hermione... No, someone mentions bubotuber pus in the books. Mopsus, soothsayer who vanished the seer Calches in a contest of their powers. Alright. Bowman Wright, famous for developing the Golden Snitch. So, yeah, Golden Snitch is actually a pretty impressive work of engineering in the wizarding world. Pioneer of goblin rights, but it's a wizard. Should be a goblin on this list, honestly. Gaspard Chingleton, celebrated inventor of the self-stirring cauldron. That's gotta be useful. Ignatia Wildsmith, witch who invented the flue powder. She's the woman who never shuts up in Hogwarts Legacy whenever you pass by a fucking goddamn flue flame. So she's the one. Circe from the Odyssey, lived on an island in Apia, expert at turning lost sailors into pigs. We all know that. Elfrida Clag, chieftainess of Warlock's Council. I think Dumbledore also holds this position, but I could be wrong. Morgan Le Fay from Arthurian legend, King Arthur's half-sister, Dark Sorceress, enemy of Merlin. So yeah, I think in some versions, she's the villain of the story. Flamboyant wizard entertainer Xavier Rastrick, who vanished unexpectedly while tap dancing to a crowd of 300 in Painswick and was never seen again. Mysterious. Diphnifernage, famously abducted by pixies while on holiday and lived in mortal dread of them thereafter, failed to persuade the ministry to have all pixies humanly destroyed. Albrecht Grunion, inventor of the dung bomb. What an amazing picture. Cyprian Yaudel, only Quidditch referee to ever die during a match. The originator of the curse was never caught, but believed to have been a member of the crowd. That's sad. Artemisia Lufkin, first witch to become Minister for Magic. That's quite late, even for wizarding standards. Alberta Toothill, winner of the All England Wizarding Dueling Competition, famously overcame the favourite with a Blasting Curse. Blasting Curse is Confringo, what Harry uses on Nagini in the final movie, so she must have blown up her opponent. It's pretty, I don't know. Queen Maeve, not from The Boys, the original Queen Maeve, which I think is part of an Irish folklore legend, who trained young sorcerers in Ireland prior to the establishment of Hogwarts. So we're almost done. Chauncey Aldrich, first known victim of dragonpox, like I said, a very famous disease. Cleodney, another I think, derived from Irish folklore, druidess who discovered the properties of moon dew. I don't know, I'm not sure about this one. Gondolin Oliphant, famous for studies of life and habits of trolls, clubbed to death in the Cotswolds while sketching. These cards have pretty gruesome endings. Jocelyn Watcock, present chaser for the Puddlemere United, record for highest number of goals during British season this century. I wonder what the number of goals actually is. Felix Summerby, inventor of cheering charms. That's cute. Wendelin the Weird, dates unknown, alleged to have enjoyed being burned at the stake so much that she allowed herself to be captured 14 times in various disguises. Yeah, everyone has a weird obsession. Gwenog Jones, she also appears in the books, captain and bee of the only all-female national Quidditch team, the Holyhead Harpies. Daisy Doddridge, first landlady of the Leaky Cauldron. Laverne de Montmorency, that's a cool picture. I've always really liked this one. Inventor of many love potions, so it makes perfect sense. But I think the design is pretty cool. And Dunbar Oglethorpe, present chief of Quabble, the Quidditch Union for the administration and betterment of the British League and its endeavours. Basically, FIFA but in Britain for Quidditch. And the 11 ones that we've already seen, including Herpo the Fowl, first known creator of the Basilisk, Montague Knightley, wizard chess champion, and Carlotta Pinkstone, famous campaigner for lifting the International Statute of Secrecy. And Paracelsus, contemporary of Copernicus and Da Vinci, medical genius whose bold theories challenge medieval thought. So yeah, he might be a real person. A real person, not really, but derived from other forms of literature. And credited with discovering Parseltongue. I forgot this. So that is it. I think that took a long time. If you guys want to skip that, I might put a thing on the screen when I start reading the cards, in case you guys don't want to listen to me ramble on for like 15 minutes. Because that took a long time. I'm sorry. I love Harry Potter, so I love talking about it. Even in its most obscure forms of what happened there? What was that sound? I'll parkour down. So that's it. That's really it. We've gotten everything else. This is as close to 100%ing this game as I've ever come. And it's not really that hard. It would be much harder if I had to go out and find all the cards instead of just buying them. I went the easy way, guys. I didn't listen to Dumbledore. I chose what was easy instead of what was right. But the proof is in the pudding, because we have them all, so maybe Dumbledore was wrong. Screw you, Dumbledore. Give me the house cup.
Attention, please. Students, attention. The headmaster wants to address you.
Oh, does he? Oh my god, you look horrible.
Silence. It isn't too late to lose house points, you know.
Thanks,
This
Snape.
House Cup ceremony brings the
Look at
school
Flitwick
year to
on
an
the
end,
desk,
and an
on the
eventful
table.
year it was. Without further ado, I shall now present the cup to the Hogwarts house with the most points.
Think we'll take it again this year?
Of course you
After
will.
you and Harry saved Hogwarts, I should think so.
What you got to say, Malfoy?
In fourth place, Ravenclaw.
Thank you for not saying last place.
I forgot about these lines.
Thank you. We find finishing in the middle to be quite adequate.
And now
So
for the
Hufflepuff.
second place.
Hufflepuff, go
It'll be
Hufflepuff.
you, Gryffindors. You're naturally second best. Won't steal the house cup from Slytherin.
They did
like
steal
you
it.
last
They
year.
did steal it, admittedly.
Barely escaping disqualification. Slytherin.
What?
Why disqualification? What did they do?
First place.
They didn't do anything.
Cup goes to Gryffindor.
Gryffindor! Hooray, we won. Where are Fred and George? Oh, there they are. And there's Ginny. And, you know, party party. Gryffindor symbol. Hooray. Slytherin can win, by the way. If I had gone into this room before doing all the Quidditch matches, we would have lost. And would have had the Slytherin symbol here, and I think Malfoy says something snarky. And that's it. That's the end of the Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets Let's Play for the PC. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm not gonna sit through the credits like I did last time with Battlefront 2, because that took way too long, and I can imagine this one would take equally as long. But I really like this game. It was a joy to revisit it again. Yeah, I've forgotten how much cool stuff there was in it. Like I said, it was good of me to put it at number 2 on my top 10 list of Harry Potter games. I was definitely right to do so, because it's a really good game. If you haven't played it and you like Harry Potter, it's super breezy, super chill. If you guys don't have a lot of time on your hands to waste on huge RPGs or something and you want a bit of a blast from the past, go out and find this game. It's probably not too difficult to find. And yeah, just enjoy it. I had a blast doing this, I had a blast commenting. I hope you enjoyed watching once again. And yeah, I don't know yet what I'll do for my next Let's Play. I have a video that I want to upload that is non-related to video games or Let's Plays. It's about something different. I just felt like doing something different, but you'll figure out in very shortly, because I'm pretty much done with it. So yeah, look forward to that, and afterwards I might do another Let's Play or another different kind of video. Who knows? Julian Soul. Is he related to Julian Soul over there in the middle? Is he related to Jeremy? Maybe. And Stephen Fry. US version only, Jim Dale and Stephen Fry for all English SKUs except the US. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. And yeah, thanks for joining me along the ride. See you next time.